fucking mouth.
Shit.
And with that, we start.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone.
We're not aggressive at all.
We are definitely not aggressive.
We're not alpha type males that
We're
served
not,
in the
no,
military.
we don't use that word here.
Yeah, oh my God, that's
I only believe in that word. And shut the fuck up, Will. Hey, you're in charge of policing him.
why do I have to be in charge? He's your friend.
Because you're older. You're older and you're on camera. I know you're short-timed, and thank you for doing this.
No, I appreciate it.
I don't want
3
to
years in the
up.
making or something like that.
I think more than that, because
Yeah.
you've been following the podcast since we started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course your gay brothers here, William Ashnour, for everybody that doesn't know, very gay, very, 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 very gay. No, you're good. You can laugh and say whatever you want, man.
Only with you,
deserve it.
baby.
Shut the fuck up. We're on camera. And Will's mom is also here.
They repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell, so you're still good.
Very
Yeah.
true. So for the people that don't know, you can briefly introduce yourself.
Now, briefly, Matt Ashnower. Navy veteran. Work for federal government right now, all that good stuff. Yeah.
So you're unemployed.
Yeah. Well, no. I actually,
no.
Yesterday,
as I was coming out here, I got a text message from my boss saying, "Hey, you guys need to come back into work. Furlough's over." I'm like, "Oh, well."
Are you good though? Like, is your job? You are.
So
we'll get
we'll
into that.
We'll get into it, but
Okay.
I work nuclear command and control.
So
that
your
sounds
job-
important.
Yeah.
just
So
a
I'll let you take that because I don't know how to ask in that sense. I know you guys both served in the Navy, but my first question is: you're originally from here, from Missouri?
No, actually, we were born and raised in Connecticut. Into the Navy. So our little wow, I'm drawing a blank. No, our little
That
kind
happens.
of claim.
My good looks.
Yeah. Our claim to fame is that we were the last set of twins born at the Groton Naval Hospital.
Back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s, and then they shut down the maternity ward.
Yeah.
But then in about 2000, we transplanted out here to Missouri.
It was asbestos. Right?
They did.
Was it the asbestos that they closed it for? Was it?
No, they were just shifting all the care for maternity out in town.
Yeah, they done that.
Wow.
They did that to a lot of bases. Remember when they did the drawdown and renaming bases and all that stuff? They did.
Yeah, we seem to have a habit in the United States to like want to rename things into something prettier, and then we just renamed them again.
And then we turn it back to the old. It's Fort Bragg is now Fort Bragg again.
Yeah, it was
But
Liberty.
it's a different brag.
It's a different.
Is
So,
it? They named a different Bragg, Fort Bragg.
So part of it was that they were,
Way.
as they were renaming the bases, they went back to somebody else who with the same name that is also served with distinction. So that way it gets away from some of that political bullshit.
Yeah, that's what if I recall.
But that
correctly,
doesn't make sense to me at all.
It doesn't. You
I know.
just want it to be Fort Bragg, whoever the
Fort
guy
Liberty.
was.
I don't know.
Yeah, Fort Liberty.
I'm just saying, you take out of context the time in which the individual lived in.
I guess.
I mean, would you hold the same standard as somebody in the 1600s as you would today?
No.
No.
Do they have Instagram and Twitter and access to all these delicious things that we have? Or?
I'm just saying you have to take in context the person that lived in the time, and then you hold them to our standards today. It's like you wouldn't do that to the Romans, the Indians. You wouldn't do that to anybody else.
The Romans are different because they all pooped right next to each other. I can't sincerely like.
They had a bathhouse. I'm sure they had an outhouse.
Yeah, well, Japanese.
They had
people
indoor
have
plumbing
bathhouses.
before we.
Well, see, they had indoor plumbing. They didn't need an outhouse. See, that's
Hey,
pretty
Be
sophisticated.
careful because we actually are in talks with somebody, which I don't want to throw their name out. Don't say the name because it'll be real obvious who it is. Someone who, say this, I think I'll give it away. It's
Just, I don't.
You're good.
Yeah, don't.
Am I good? Am I good? Okay.
No,
Someone
no.
who's working with LiDAR technology, scanning certain parts of South America, where they found that buried underneath certain parts of South America, there's cities that had water systems and bathhouses, which is obviously, as you know, it's
And fountains.
and fountains, which means they're technologically advanced, and they're not letting him do it.
They did some satellite LiDAR images of the Amazon. What they found was that it's actually in rows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was basically.
So then you know who this person is.
I don't know that. I don't remember the individual
It's
name.
very.
but
I'm not going to say their name
seeing
because
it.
they haven't
Okay.
confirmed. But
Yeah.
but this person, we So
That's awesome.
that is
Yes.
something I'm highly interested because even somebody like where my background from Puerto Rico, like there's a lot of misconceptions of like what those times were.
Oh yeah.
And it was like back in the day, like for the Tainos, to give an example, they were like, oh, they're dumb. It's like, no, they weren't. They were hunter-gatherers, and they also had like an understanding of socioeconomics and stuff because they did these things. So yeah, no, that's always been something that we try to bring to light.
Kind of along those lines, there was the if you look at the whole story of Atlantis, the first person to actually mention that was Socrates.
The Odyssey.
I thought it was Pluto.
Well, no. So Socrates,
Because Pluto actually said he was there, right?
He was a student of Plato, and so in Socrates' writings, he was talking about Plato, talking about the stories of Atlantis.
Oh,
And
okay,
so
gotcha.
3 by water, 3 by land, north to the mountains.
Mhm.
Well, and so when you take that description that he has, you actually see it's off the west coast of Africa, and
There's a
what
spot.
there's a spot, and what they found using LiDAR again is that there is a circular formation at the west coast of Africa,
Mhm.
and as you go across the Sahara, you can see evidence of different pyramids zigzagging, leading into where the Great Pyramids are. And when you look further at the records, there's actually what is the Sahara Desert now used to be a lush forest.
Yeah,
With the
That
waterway.
checks out.
Yeah.
that
yeah,
checks
because
out
they were saying it was either they had water or they irrigated it to give it water.
Mhm.
Just to have
So
a city that big with that population,
you'd have to have a massive.
Oh, yeah.
So that moving along with that, because we'll get
Okay.
sidetracked. Nuclear power.
Yes, nuclear power.
Because you came
Well,
in the
what is-
Navy as nuclear whatever rate that is. I don't know.
No, I was actually a surface warfare officer. So
What is that for the people that are dumb like me?
For my Army folks, yes, you're retarded. I signed
Yeah.
up. Surface warfare officer is the guy that fights and drives the ship. So
Okay.
as an officer, I would give the instructions to, come left, come right, navigate. We're going to go from point A to point B. If we actually were to get in an engagement, I'd be working with the other officers down in combat on how we're going to fight and
On a
maneuver the
ship.
ship on a ship. Big
So
great floaty thing.
did you originally want to go into the Navy?
So I grew up in the Navy, and so it was
Yeah.
just one of those things.
Follow tradition.
Yeah, follow tradition. But as a rebellious little kid, I was like, no, I'm going to go in the Army and kind of give the middle finger to my dad.
So what happened when you went to the recruiting office?
Funny story on that, because I met a sergeant. I gave him my whole elevator speech, and he's like, so this question, this question, this question. I'm like, I just literally told you all of this information.
He wasn't paying attention.
He wasn't paying attention, and so I'm like, all right, F you, dude. I'm done here. And then Air Force was on a 2-year hiring freeze, and so I'm
What
like,
year was this? Like
this was back in 2010.
Oh wow! So I was.
Oh, I didn't know
so
about that.
You were getting out, and
I was getting out,
back
yeah.
from Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a. Oop! Let me hold on. Fix that right there. That's me.
Okay.
That's a small world then.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause I didn't
What
know
did you
that
do
they
before
did
you
that.
joined? Did you go to school?
So I went to
or not?
college at Benedictine College.
Shout out.
in Atchison, Kansas. Great little Catholic school.
For
I went studied history and philosophy.
we're gonna have to have you back
Okay.
then. Yeah. Yeah.
History
We're gonna
and
have to-
history and philosophy.
And philosophy.
Bachelor-
See, that's the thing that I
Bachelor's
never.
level, and then during my shore duty, I got my master's in psychology from Regent University
Okay.
in Virginia.
have a-
Shore duty is where you're not at sea.
Thank you. I was about to ask that. Thank you.
So-
Go ahead, brother.
I did
Yeah.
4 years on ships, and then rotated to a staff duty.
Just 4.
Just 4. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, you say just for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 kids later, and
It's like, where these come from? I was gone 4 years.
well, I had enough time on shore that.
So what was the Navy's pitch to get you hooked?
One, there was the tradition aspect of it. That's really what drove me to join the Navy. The other part was I had just gotten married. My eldest was on his way. And so it was just one of those moments of, hey, what am I going to do to support myself and this woman?
Oh, so you went and got a degree and everything.
I did. And
When
then
did you graduate? At what
I
age?
graduated in 2010. I was at 22 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You did good with that one. Good. You did good with this one too, but damn, 22 graduated. Damn, that's impressive.
And then then I just went to OCS, did my delayed entry in April of 2010.
How
and
does that work? I know you have rapid fire questions. I just want to get these because I know these are questions my guy
Mhm.
ask.
Okay.
How does that process? Did you go? What was your MOS or your A school at the time for your contract?
So in delayed entry, it was that I was going to go straight to officer candidate school.
And then they pick.
And that, well, and so part of that whole process, I'd filled out the paperwork, instead of an ASVAB, I took an ASTB, which is Aviation Standard Test Battery. And so because I was looking at going Intel, and so that's the test required for that. And so it's, how do you look at spatial orientation? And how do you think? And that helped you. So that's just what's in addition to the ASVAB. So I took that and then signed my delayed entry contract saying that I would report to officer candidate school.
How did the wife take it?
She was on board. She was supportive. But if you ask her, she's like, I had no idea what the hell we were getting ourselves into. She's like, I'd never been exposed to the military. I knew a couple of my uncles maybe served, wasn't sure. And then at the same time I went in, her brother joined the Marine Corps, and a cousin of hers was Air Force reservist. So it was this whole new world that it was opening up to her. And then
a lot of information and information coming her way that she's like trying to figure out, like, what is this?
Well, she really loved the fact that there was a number of spouse support groups too.
Okay.
So between they had the Wives of the Wardroom. So for non-Navy folks, the wardroom is the dining facility for the officers. And the history on it is that's where they used to dress before going to dinner. And so it was literally the wardrobe room. And so they shortened it down to the wardroom, and that's where the officers would eat.
Ward sounds like some psych center place to me, man.
It's about right though.
Yeah, that sounds like a place that you go to for the psych ward.
Oh,
well, that's better than the they had a wives and people that would follow the Army because they couldn't survive without his pay because they didn't have PayPal back then and stuff like that.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that was a way for them to be able to
and to share their rations and stuff like that.
I know you got like some more advanced questions. Go ahead. Okay. That's where I was just like, I wanted to know how we got there. That was like the part.
Yeah, because you did surface warfare, and I don't know about you, but they asked me if I was into subservices. I was like, no. I don't know what pitch they gave you because afterwards you have to pick something to a school to go to, or you picked it before.
So I picked it beforehand, and so because for officers it's not an MOS, it's a designator, and so and like you said, there's different communities. There's the surface community, the air community, the subsurface community.
Can you explain that to me? I'm not understanding. What do you mean by community?
So like your officers have an MOS. So
our officers have an MOS which is aligned with them. So for example, for the Army, it's like the 31 series would be the military justice series. So 31 Bravo would be military police, 31 Charlie, the 31 Alpha 0 would be officers.
So when I say community, think of it in Army terms, it would be infantry, artillery, cavalry.
Got it. Got it.
So our designator it follows that based off of the specific warfare area that we're engaged in.
Okay.
So for me, it was surface. And now my dad was a submariner. And so I knew that life.
What's that?
So he was on submarines.
Submariner is submarines. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it sounds like something out of Marvel, like Namor the Submariner.
Well, I just never thought I just never thought it was a good idea to get on a ship that was designed to sink.
Don't get me fucking copyrighted. Because it's happened before. That's why you see it as a Namor the Submariner, like real fast.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
He was a submariner.
No, so he was a submariner. He was on the enlisted side so his job was electronics technician navigation. So he made sure that
he had quite a bit to take care of.
Oh yeah. And so some of the things I've learned recently. So he was also he was an ICMan, which is the internal communications networking, doing all that. And part of that was that he learned how to do what's called small maintenance, fixing little chips and boards and things like that.
Yeah.
And so he would work on the oxygen generators for the submarine. And so
that's the guy you definitely don't want to piss off.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and so part of that was it brought him over to Desert Storm to fix the O2 generators for the battleships, the carriers, the submarines.
How did he serve?
He was in for 20 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he enlisted back in the early 80s and then retired in 2001.
So he went a little bit later then.
Mm-hmm.
That's
or 2002.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, on a sub, you have to learn the other guy's job too.
Yeah, on a sub you have to do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So
So just because he has a designation, he probably knew how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's similar on a carrier or another ship
It's
because
similar in an Army unit too. Like
because you have to have a working knowledge of other people's jobs. Because if they're not there, you still have to get the job done.
Team, it's the same. Like if the 249 guy goes down, you have to be able to disassemble and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If the team leader goes down, you have to understand what the op order is and go. So every branch is gonna have like you need to know that. Yeah, you have to. So you go through training and all that stuff. You graduate.
Yeah. So after I got commissioned, I went to surface warfare school. Basic. So it was 3 weeks of, hey, now that you know how to put a uniform on and you know how to return a salute, let's show you some of the other things that you're going to be learning as a surface warfare officer for 3 weeks. So after I got beat the hell by a Marine Corps drill instructor, I'm tired as all get out. It's
like,
yeah. Well, so for Navy OCS, originally it was split up into two schools, aviation and all other communities.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so on the aviation, because it was both Marine and Navy, the Marine said, no, we're going to put our drill instructors there to make sure that there's good discipline.
I guess. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I get it.
So that when they merged the two of them, they brought the Marine Corps back up to Newport, Rhode Island. And so I got trained by a Marine Corps drill instructor.
Plus, it's more cost effective if you have one school.
Yeah,
kind of like the Army MP school, like all the MP schools.
Yeah,
except the Navy. I think the Navy does something.
Actually, we do have that now, so they do go through that.
Yeah,
because it's a new. I think it's only 10 years old though, but because before it was a collateral duty. If you were shore patrol, it was like they would just tap you and say you're going to go on shore patrol for your duty, instead of staying on the ship and doing whatever.
The school for the Marine.
And now it's actually, we call it SP, shore patrol, but it's same thing, MP.
Well, and it's part of your duty section. So like when you're overseas on deployment, like I got tapped for shore patrol all the time. When I was on duty. Yeah. So it basically was an extra day of liberty going out around on the bus, just making sure people were behaving themselves.
I wish that was my experience.
but
it was great unless something happened.
I wish that was my experience.
I'm just saying.
My experience with the military police. So you do 3 weeks with them. What do they do there?
So we talked about shipboard firefighting, about the different mission areas that are supported by the ships. So that are we doing anti-surface missions, anti-submarine, air defense, ballistic missile defense?
So you do a lot of stuff with war games then.
I did later on. In this 3 weeks, it was just getting you to have that basic understanding of what those
school. It's just a school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
So what happens from there?
From there, I went to my first ship, which was the USS Arleigh Burke.
Was that one of your picks, or where you were like,
Well, so it was my pick.
It's funny you get it.
You got your pick?
Well, so at the end of
that's the first.
Besides me, I picked Leonard Wood. That was one of my first choices. Was Leonard?
Yeah, you're the only two I heard that picked something. You actually got it.
That is true. The only two people we've ever met.
So because my OCS class was the first to graduate in the fiscal year, I actually got every single pick that I wanted.
Oh, you
fucking.
Let's take that away from you.
That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
I can hear the anger from this far away.
So at the end of OCS, we got
fucking officers.
I know.
Fucking just what? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you want my story or not, man? Come on.
It's just impressive because you know how rare that is.
Oh,
now that you're out.
Oh yeah.
I picked Leonard. That was one of my first choices at my duty. When I got it, I was like, oh, I guess that happens to everybody. And everyone around me was like, I hope you fucking die.
Yeah.
I hope you die.
Never got a single pick, no matter what I did.
Oh, damn.
That sucks. Dude, never.
Wow.
That was the only time Leonard. Then I got sent to Korea.
Matter of fact, the one time that because I was stationed in Virginia for the longest time, and finally I said, I'm just going to stay here. And they said, we're going to move you to Florida. I was like, is that what I have to do?
I'm going to scoot over.
I knew it. As soon as I picked Virginia, it's like, you can't stay here no more.
First duty station. I'm sorry.
Virginia. and I picked.
I know, Arleigh Burke.
And I've
Newport,
basically
Norfolk. Yeah.
geolocated. Like we're homesteaded,
mean?
so we homesteaded, meaning every single set of orders back to the 3 sets of orders I took on active duty were all that I wanted in Virginia.
I need my pin. I need my pin.
That's why I scooted down.
How did that? How?
It just one of those.
Just one of those.
Well, so right now, while I was in service, so I left in 2018, but they were starting to make some of the shifts because of retention issues to actually homestead people. So there was a number of congressional hearings where the heads of the service had to report to Congress how many they had to have at least 52% people staying geographically.
Why though?
Part of it was cost, but part of it was a retention tool because that was the number one complaint in exit surveys was we weren't able to stay where we were because we built a family there. We were putting down roots.
And sometimes you'd leave actually in the middle of a school year.
Yeah,
which is disruptive for the whole everybody.
See, my experience, and again, experiences may vary based on your experience, but my experience from what I've seen a lot of people is the Army will actually like, hey, you want to move like, April to like August. You want to get people the fuck out. And like, if you move them in December, some people will leave in December and just catch that, I don't know what you guys call it, but we call it like New Year leave, where like, they're like, yeah, you're here in formation. Go the fuck away. I'll see you the 1st of January or the 2nd of January. So that's interesting that the Navy does like that as a retention.
Well, no, it's not just the Navy. Now every single branch is required to report. So the Army has to maintain 52% geographically located. Air Force, Marine. So,
does that include
but that's
Oconus
not
and Oconus?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not.
No,
but
Oconus is different because that's a whole different set of rules.
Because some of those is like like they sent me to Puerto Rico because it was non-desirable shore duty.
Yeah, where did they send you again? What was one of your first duty stations?
Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't pick it either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that.
I graduated school and they said, you're going to Puerto Rico. I was like, is there another choice? They said, no.
It's called the orders for a fucking reason.
That's true. Just sometimes you have influence over that.
Yeah, I filled out my sheet. That wasn't on there.
Well, so if it makes you feel better, surface warfare actually wasn't on my sheet until the recruiter said, hey, you have to have a third one on here. I'm like, fine, I'll do surface.
What was your
I wanted intel, logistics, or which is supply, and then aviation, NFO.
To fly?
No, to be the backseater. So I would have been Goose.
The backseater.
Yeah.
Oh, the okay.
Yeah, it's a radar. Some of them are radar officers.
It took me a second when you said that. It took me a second.
Depending on the aircraft, in a like Tom Cruise, they have Tomcat. So in the back, they're a radar officer.
Which the second one was great.
And you cannot fly from the back seat. Just so you know,
your navigation control. You've explained this to me. We did an episode on this whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. So then you ended up with them, and what happened from there? Like, what was your first duty like?
So first duty was horrendous. So
the Arleigh Burke was horrendous.
Well, no, there was the nickname "The Always Broke," but
yes,
why was that the nickname?
Always Broke Arleigh Burke.
Arleigh Burke.
You're gonna have to break
alliteration.
It was you're always fixing it.
They're always fixing. Okay.
Yeah.
Always
fixing. Yeah. So I actually met the ship when it was in the yard period, and so that's So
I know a guy that was stationed there probably the same time. He was there for building it.
For build? Oh no, that was 91. I'm not that old.
Okay.
He's in his 30s. I'm sorry. I should have said that in the beginning. I'm so sorry. That's on me.
It's all good. No,
he was part of the build-up crew for the Arleigh Burke. So if it was
when they used to give Purple Hearts as Medal of Honors, like that.
No. Purple Hearts were the only medal. We're the only medal. Okay.
For my components.
The enlistment bonus was a loaf of bread.
We called it hardtack, but
I got some grog too.
Yeah.
So anywho, you got there.
So I got there. We were in the middle of a yard period, so they were doing installs of new systems and things like that, and then doing repairs to the ship.
Would you be an officer?
So as an officer, so I was put in charge of the communications division.
Okay.
So managed all the radios, the networks on the ship. all the cryptographic material for communications.
Oh, so you still got to do some Intel stuff?
Not Intel. So cryptographic. It was all the like key tape, the key mat. That encoded the transmissions.
Okay.
So nobody could tell what you're saying to the others.
Cryptography, I thought was something else.
I did work with cryptographic people.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now
for the people that don't know, we're talking about intelligence assets that basically they encode things, and you learn how to how to read an encoded paragraph and stuff like
signals,
that, and how to decode
signals,
human,
language,
signet, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, so that anybody listening or anybody watching doesn't know what you're saying.
Yeah, if you know, you know. But,
so it's like the Enigma machine. That's why the Germany was so successful.
That's a great way to explain it. Thank you.
Yeah. So I managed all that. And so where I'd said that it was a horrible tour, mostly it was because I was brand new to the Navy, being the butter bar. And you're getting shit on all over the place.
Really? Even as an officer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. How did you treat your second lieutenant?
I don't.
Just take the fifth. Take the fifth. Take the fifth. Take the fifth.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Now here's the personal experience of that shithead who you were making fun of. That was me.
I didn't make fun of him. I said some very colorful things, but yeah.
I'm just saying. Don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what the statute of limitations are on that. I'm just okay. All right.
Yeah. But I had a department head who was former enlisted.
Oh, he loved you then.
Mustang?
Oh, he was a Mustang.
So yeah, he gave you a bunch of crap.
He gave me a bunch of crap, and because my senior chief was about himself and only himself.
Oh, so really? There's people like that in the Navy? Oh my God.
It's like he ended up on the Navy Times for usurping the CO's authority.
No way. No way.
That's what they say when you gurgle the balls. Swing your chief.
So it was just I got caught in between the two of them, and so my department head when I left the ship, it was as my gag gift to him, I gave him a WrestleMania doll with my face on it. So,
someone do.
Oh,
I love it.
Well, it gets better because my presentation was, sir, we've had our fights over the years, and I know
as you're PCSing.
Yeah, I'm leaving the ship.
He's checking out.
I'm checking out.
Beautiful.
Actually, he has a checkout sheet in his hand.
Yeah.
So I hand him the doll. Said, hey, I know we've had our fights over the years, but and for the stressful moments you're going to have later on, I got you this. And
so did you put it in a box or just?
I just handed him the doll with my face on it in front of all the officers from the ship, mind you.
Good move.
To include the CO and the XO. So he pulls me aside later after I presented him. I never actually hit you, did I? And then
you don't remember?
The problem that you have to ask me that.
No.
Did I actually hit you?
That's fucking blackmail right there. You don't remember, sir?
You don't remember? Oh.
I hope that OER looks
Guess what?
Nice. All ones? Good deal, sir.
There are cameras on the ship. You know that, don't
you? Not at that time. But
I'm just you.
That's wild. I wouldn't. Ignorant me, right? I wouldn't think that would officers. Officers, from what I've seen, they're always like, "Hey, Jim, how's it going?" And I fucking hated that.
That's never my
senior chief enlisted. Was my department head.
You have.
So
I don't know. Did you ever do? Because I was.
Oh, and bosun mate. So bosun mate rating.
The
line handler. He was salty as shit.
Yeah. So you don't screw with a boatswain mate.
How long have you been in?
At that point, he was in at 26 at that point.
Yeah. A lot of Mustangs. That's what they do.
I have to ask you this one thing because I had an officer do this to me, and he goes, walk by me and goes, "How's it going, Eric?" Which is my name. And I said, "Just fine, Jeff," because that was his name. And he walked off, turned around. He goes, "What'd you call me?" I said, "Jeff, you called me Eric. I thought we were on a first name basis." He's like, "No," and then walked off. I was like, "Well, fucking call me Eric then, you fucking asshole. I have a rank too, okay?"
See, I always...
Did you ever do that? Like, hey, Dave.
No.
How you doing? I just thought it was very disrespectful.
So and one of those. I was like, "Hey, Jim, how's it going today?"
Because I hated that.
Unless I was of equal rank, I never used your first name. And but one of my funny stories along that. So when I was in my electronic keymat system school, which is
Can you explain that for
so
like,
that
people?
we were talking about the Enigma machine, the cryptographic material.
Okay.
This is the school where you learn to handle that information, aka balance a checkbook or your ass is going to Leavenworth.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah. Okay.
Which I told the instructors, I just came from there. I don't want to go back because we live in Platte City, Missouri. It's right across the river from Leavenworth. Yeah. So,
cook meals after class.
Yeah.
Well, no, the school wasn't there. The prison is.
Oh, the
prison's there.
Okay. I was
So-
like, damn, they got all that shit there. They really want to keep it tight. They're like, we'll fucking throw you across the fence.
No, the school was in Dam Neck, but I said, I don't want to go back home. I just left there.
Yeah.
So while I was there, that's also the home of the operations specialist school. So your A school to get your MOS rating
Yeah.
and all that. Well, I happened to be going to church that day, and so I was wearing my dress uniform, but because I was in the schoolhouse, I was wearing it relaxed with my black jacket over, and I was wearing the little piss cutter hat.
Mhm.
And so I looked like the enlisted in their school wearing their peanut butters, which is the khaki top with the black pants.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking down the street, and this group of enlisted walking by me, just do, and the guy, sorry, sir. I'm like, it was the funniest damn thing just to watch, but it was cool. I'm like, no, you're good, man. I looked like you. I can't fault you for it.
That's funny.
So yeah, it was.
Your guys' dress uniforms have always confused the shit out of me.
Well, they keep changing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem. Because when I was in, we went through 18 different changes.
Oh, we're going to save our sailors money by simplifying their uniform, aka we're going to add shit to your sea bag and expect you to carry it all.
My
Yeah,
only
exactly what they did. Yeah.
My only
Yeah.
complaint about the Navy, like from an outsider perspective, is we're gonna make the uniforms blue and white, which is the same color of the fucking ocean.
Oh,
So if we have a man overboard, how the fuck are we gonna find this person?
so funny. Along the
And again, that's why I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Well, it's different on a carrier. I don't know about a surface ship, but a carrier is different because we have to wear different colors to designate our job. So it's easier. Like if you wear purple, fuel.
Oh,
If you're
okay,
red,
there's
you're
that.
ordnance. So if you go off the water, you have a red or purple or green or whatever shirt you have.
So is the shark, but yeah.
The shark also can see
Or
you.
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Yeah. But on a surface ship, it may be different.
So on the surface ship, so the smaller ship, so you got small boys, which was your destroyers, your cruisers, your
Mhm.
frigates, the aircraft carriers. So on the aircraft carrier, when you're working on the deck, like you said, you're wearing different colors jerseys, but on the surface, you're either wearing your coveralls or you're wearing your blueberries, the blue digital camouflage. But it was funny because they did a test when they did that. So the difference between the blue shirt and the white shirt, you're only looking at an inch of fabric.
Yeah.
But there was a 37% greater chance of being spotted if you were wearing a white shirt instead of the blue undershirt that they required in
That's
the
interesting.
uniform regs.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
it was
I didn't know that.
So
pretty fucking
Huh.
stupid if you ask me.
Yeah.
But that,
yeah, so
then
you
we
got to
went to
take
the
off your
walk
shirt
always,
if you're in
yeah.
the water. So
Yeah.
yeah,
are they doing that now?
Yeah, so everyone went over to the Glocks. So
Oh, they did.
Yeah, that's the Navy working uniform type 3,
Like the
and
digital pattern one or the
the digital pattern one. And
That's
now,
pretty cool.
well, and now we're also in the. So the Navy Exchange was actually on a 6-month backlog for those uniforms. Yeah. So if you ruined it with paint or anything, you couldn't get a replacement until 6 months afterwards. So you either had to be wearing a dirty uniform, wearing your coveralls on the ship, or now they're introducing a new type of uniform, which is organizational clothing. So fortunately, the sailors aren't paying for it, but it's if you're enlisted, it looks like the Coast Guard uniform with the all blue. And if you're an
Say
officer,
that again real slowly.
No,
it
don't.
looks like the Coast Guard uniform.
And you have to talk like that when you're wearing it. Yeah.
They don't salute like this. They salute like this.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know what the difference is between a Nazi and a gay pride parade, right?
Christ, are you good? Hold on. Stop.
Yep.
And no, Will.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up, Will, or I have your mother slap you. So how did you go from all that? Because you still have to do your educational requirements. So how did you go from all that to nukes?
So, so this is actually where the communications officer comes into play. So I learned a lot about the Navy communications
Mhm.
between satellites, radio frequency, the different bands that we use. And then when I went into my shore duty, it heavily played into that. So I did a lot of future development for communications types. And then
you're pretty much doing the same job, just on shore duty.
Same
right?
job on shore duty.
Okay.
But I'm looking at the future instead of what we're currently working with.
Okay.
And so I help do a lot of concept development and doctrine development based off of those new capabilities. And then when I transitioned out of the Navy, a friend of mine was working on a contract and said, hey, we're working this stuff right now. Electromagnetic spectrum operations is what they call it. And so I got hired onto a contract to do that. And so I kind of worked some of that.
Electromagnetic
spectrum
operations.
operations.
Explain that to me like I'm a toddler.
Okay.
So
if you have,
hold on, let the guest explain it. Hold on.
all right.
So you have your cell phone that emits.
I do.
That emits a signal. So
that's why my balls are tingling right now. I get it. Okay.
So
you're not supposed to put your phone on your balls. You know that, right?
Oh,
my bad.
Okay.
I like the vibration. So it emits a signal at a certain frequency. Well, let's just say that you get it. Somebody else is talking over your phone, so there's that interference. Well, at least with military radios and police radios, you have the ability to change that frequency manually.
Correct. And
so that's what that is how do you, if you detect that somebody's jamming you've got interference on that net or that signal, you just shift to a different signal. And what we were doing is doing that at the larger scale of, okay, so in order for ships to be able to communicate, as we go into hostile environment where there is that jamming, how do we accurately shift communications within the entire strike group or from the strike group to the fleet commander to be able to maintain those communications?
Did you have anything to do with the jams equipment that they use in Iraq that they put on the MRAPs and the Humvees by any chance?
Not me specifically, but I know the Navy did a lot of work with that.
Mm-hmm. Anybody who did that?
I do.
Do you really?
I do.
Okay.
I'll talk to you offline because those things saved my life one day. I never told you the story, but I'll send you the episode. I had a situation where I had a V-bid right next to me.
Okay.
And the guy was hitting me.
No shit.
And I started laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We interviewed my squad leader.
Okay.
I told this story to Eric, and Eric's like, yeah, sure, whatever, buddy. And then my squad leader told the story.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric's like, I thought you were full of shit. And the first thing he says, oh, you mean the day you almost got us killed? It was the jam. The jam was what's blocking the signal.
And you know what? He was surprised that he beat him.
Oh, dude, when we got that guy out, it was HME in the car because the truck was like this. I got the shit beaten out of me. He's like, do you know why I'm mad at you? And I'm like, because I didn't call the car out, and he just fucking beat the shit out of me again. It's like, yeah, I've always been interested in talking to one of those because that shit saved our life.
Yeah.
Like that jams, like, dude, if that V-bit would have gone off, there wouldn't have been, like, that part of the city would have been gone. Wow. Like, it would have been.
And you and
yeah, but it wouldn't have been my problem.
Well, I'm
just would have been like, yeah, I'm done. Jesus.
Well, what are you doing in Iraq?
So after I did that job, I actually got called up by a company just randomly, like, hey, we saw your profile on LinkedIn and we think you'd be great for this one job, which was doing satellite communications management. But at the time, I was actually on active duty orders for the stand-up of U.S. Second Fleet, so a 3-star major command. And I was doing war games for them.
So they recruited you while you were still in to do that particular job?
Yeah. So I had shifted over to the reserves, and while I was on my 3rd drill weekend, my unit CO said, hey, they're standing up this thing called Second Fleet. We need a volunteer who has either done exercise planning or has been a part of Baltic operations, which is a huge exercise with the Baltic nations, with the Navy. Like, how would we defend against the Ruskies?
Mm-hmm.
And I had actually done both of those things in the Navy. And so they're like, great, you have an interview with the Admiral on Thursday. Oh, okay.
Such a military thing.
So I interviewed with
By the way, it's Wednesday at 17:59.
Yeah. Well,
you know it's Wednesday, right?
So I hopped on the phone with the Admiral. He's like, yeah, I looked at your resume. I knew I wanted you on my team. I just wanted to know what kind of guy that I was going to be working with. So after 3 months of being out of active duty, I'm going back into uniform to help with this thing.
So did they put you back on active duty to do that?
They put me back on active duty to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a little surreal, and so, but it was like, oh yeah, this is old hat. I kind of like getting,
because you were like getting out, so you went through that thought process of, all right, I'm out, I'm a vet, and then it's like, well, motherfucker.
Well, you were a reserve, so what were you doing? Were you still working with the Navy as a civilian?
So I was
a reservist.
Contract. Yeah. So I for day job, I was suit and tie as a defense contractor doing the electromagnetic spectrum operations for the Navy.
Okay.
Doing the reserve thing again, like for 3 months.
So that your job goes like, you can't leave. Did they do that, or
well,
did they go like?
This thing called USS Arleigh.
Oh, they can't stop you.
They can't.
Oh,
and they have to save my job.
It supersedes.
So it's still waiting for you.
Well, but, so as at the end of my 2-year-old
shut.
Well, it's open back up
By
now.
the time that this episode's there, the shutdown's just ending. Let me clarify this now, because people are gonna be watching it like, how the fuck? Who's dick did that guy suck? Like, I want his job. Like,
well,
go ahead.
No one's.
No one.
I was not working during that whole time, just so everybody knows.
That was a quick transition.
Yeah, it was.
Just like my time in the Navy.
Oh,
yeah. So you're back on active duty, working for the Admiral.
Working for the Admiral, doing war game development and exercise planning for ball tops. And I get this call from this company about doing satellite planning and management for the Navy. Well, I'm like, so I've got to do my orders through September. Like, ooh, well, we can't do that. And so in September, just about a month before my orders are ending, they called me back up. Hey, we don't have that job for you, but we got this other one for nuclear control and command. Do you have time for an interview? I'm like, and I, mind you, my son answered the phone on my behalf because it was in the car while I'm in the middle of tearing down a barn at my house. And
who called you? Was it the Admiral?
No, it was so for this. It was another defense contracting job, and the program manager was the one calling me. And my son answered the phone, and and got me on it. And so I'm covered with dust, mud, blood from tearing down this barn. And they're like, "Hey, yeah, so we want to offer you this job. Do you have time for an interview?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can talk to you right now." Great, we've got HR on the line, the president from the company. I'm like, okay. And so we have a 20-minute long conversation about my experience in the Navy, about communications that I've worked with, and I got the job offer literally at the end of that conversation.
Like
nuclear command and control.
Okay.
And so I did that in support of U.S. Fleet Forces Command, which is a 4-star command. And so I worked.
But it's a civilian contract.
Yeah, civilian contract. And so then I did that for 2 years, and the contract was coming to an end. And so somebody had said, "Hey," or one of the captains that I worked for, 06 captain, not 03 captain. And so he's like, "Hey,
I figured we're
captain's different.
He's got to make
people watching are gonna be like, whoa,
what's the captain doing in charge? Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
So I was working for an 06 captain, and he's like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to retire. This job came open to get you into the government civilian GS world. And if it's the last thing I do in the Navy, I want to get you that job." And so I applied to it, and it's doing the same thing that I was as a contractor, but now as a federal employee. And so what I learned from my boss was, once my resume came across, it was like, no one else. This is the guy we want, because I built up a reputation over those 2 years.
Okay, so you became a GS after that, because before you were just a contractor.
I was a contractor. Now I'm a GS, and I've been doing that for the last 3 years.
You can't talk about a lot of that.
Actually, I can. It's the weirdest shit. So, like, all my Navy career, you can't talk about what we're doing.
Yeah.
But because of it being nuclear deterrence and nuclear command and control communications, it's no. Here's what you can talk about, and we actually want you to talk about it because it helps serve the purpose of deterrence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
hold the fuck on.
Mind fuck, isn't it?
You gotta break that down like I'm retarded.
Okay.
Well,
what do you mean?
It's like propaganda.
Let me use my psychology degree, and I'll diagnose you as retarded now.
He was in the Army, so that tracks. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. I mean.
So what do they mean by the term? Like by you talking about it?
So the whole purpose of the nuclear triad is one that we have the ability to use the nukes if we want to.
Mhm.
But the deterrence piece of that is saying, hey, I've got the big fucking stick and I'm not afraid to use it.
So it's like, let me see yours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
By the way, that's only a quarter of a way out. Yeah.
What I do is, you've got the nuclear triad of the bombers, the silos, and the submarines.
Yeah.
My job is to ensure that the connection points, the communications happen between the decision makers that are saying, I'm going to launch a fucking missile, and the missile itself to actually launch it.
Mhm.
So what I do for the Navy is managing that whole network of architecture to make sure that happens.
Okay, now I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, that they have an admiral in charge of all the submarines, and the admiral doesn't like telling them where the subs are at.
Yeah, that's top secret information.
Yeah. It's like, hey, do we have a sub in the Mediterranean? It's like, shut the fuck up, and then hangs up.
Maybe not.
Yourself.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
but-
just saying that the sub community, as far as their command structure, it's not like you can see where a carrier's at. You can say don't tell anybody, but you can find out.
Yeah. It's called Facebook.
Yeah.
And sailors posting.
Yeah, it is. You know how much trouble I got in if I mailed a letter and told them where we were going to port at?
Oh yeah.
I didn't because I didn't.
Because they're considered tier 1 or tier 2, I think, right? Like people who work in submarines.
But as soon as I got phones on there, the first ones to break that rule.
I mean, dude, ChatGPT.
Officers.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Officers?
Yep.
No.
Yes.
It's like the Earth letters.
Because they were. I'm just saying, as you're enlisted, just pound in. It's like you don't tell anybody where the fuck we're at. You don't tell anybody where we're going.
Well, you
Okay.
do shady stuff.
Yeah. You just like.
Stay quiet.
It's like I hate coconuts in your letter and blah blah blah. And they're like, maybe somebody will pick it up, maybe they won't.
Yeah.
But I especially tell them we're stopping in Hawaii 2 weeks. I don't say that.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't think it was officers.
But an officer, as soon as they got phones on board, it's like, honey, yeah, we're going to be in Hawaii in 2 weeks. Say, I want you to see how much how much a plane tickets to cost to fly to Hawaii, and we'll have like a little honeymoon.
Oh, I never thought of that. I thought it would be enlisted and fucking up like that.
That wasn't on an operational platform. But no, so I did actually fly my wife to Hawaii one time. But it wasn't.
He fucking did it. He did it.
I was on shore duty. I was doing an experiment. Bought plane tickets for my wife to join me in Hawaii.
Asshole.
I
I swear to God. You know how much enlisted we get in trouble? It's like, what the fuck's your wife doing here meeting you at the ship? You know how much trouble they get
It was in
into?
a classified mission, so we're good.
Bro, when we were coming back from Iraq, we weren't allowed to tell our family when.
Yeah.
We knew the day we were flying out, and they're like, you fucking tell your family it's within this week. That's all you tell them. I can't imagine. I just can't. Here's my thing with the Navy, right? And this is just me. I'm terrified of the water. Terrified of the water. And if you've never flown with me, Eric has had that experience a few times.
Mhm.
I'm terrified of heights, homie. It's bad. Like whatever you think is bad of someone being scared of flying, times how much? 100, 200?
But you make sure he eats some edibles and stuff before he goes on.
Bro, it's bad.
So you're like B.A. Baracus, where we got to drug you before you get you on.
Yeah.
Homie,
You do.
No. Like.
I mean, he's awake. He's awake. He's just high and scared, which is funny. I mean, it's
so he's high and last December, we went to California.
Oh yeah.
Eric went with me.
Yeah.
And Bridget's like, listen, it's bad. Eric's like, it can't be that bad. He went to fucking war. I've seen the shit he's done. Bridget's like, it's bad. Okay, it's bad. I'm sitting there after I took an edible because I was like, okay, I'll take the edible. It'll kick in. And I snuck the edible. And we snuck in the edible. Eric's like, take it now. No. Take it the fuck now, just in case something happens. I'm like, okay. I get in the flight and I'm like this. And the lady walks up and Eric goes, he took an Ambien. And she's like, okay, sir, do you need anything? And I'm like, And I'm like, I told her, I go, what do you do if we get to Cali and I, I can't move? Eric's like, I'll just put you in a chair and I'll tell him that your Ambien hasn't worn out and I'll throw you in a car. We'll get to the hotel. All right. Perfect fucking planning.
You just tell it. Yeah, just tell the attendant, he can't walk. He needs help. They give him a wheelchair. Boop.
I don't do well.
Did you have to do that or no?
No. He was like, by the time we landed.
I can't fly, dude. Like when we fly to
Well, that we hit turbulence and he kind of woke up a little bit. So
yeah. When we go to
he's like, what's that? It's like, it's air. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
It's science.
Yeah, no, I don't do well on flights. I just don't do well on flights. I just don't do well at all. I'm just horrible at it.
Yeah.
So how was that transition from the officer side, like getting out? Because you were out for like 3 months and they're like, hey, fucker, you're coming back in. But how was that transition for you?
It wasn't bad. So, I mean, I was fortunate in that I had worked with a number of people who had already transitioned. So just kind of learned some things from them. I mean, I did TAPS, or the TGPS, what they want to call it these days, the transition program.
Yeah, we call it something else nowadays.
Yeah, because TAPS is something else. So I don't know why they called it TAPS. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
it doesn't. But it was
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're in the Army. You know what TAPS is.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys have the same thing, right?
Yeah,
we do have.
There's the Bugle call it TAPS.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
I don't know why the hell they call it TAPS, but
I wouldn't say
Mission Assistance Program. That's what it was.
I'll hold on to it. I'll tell you afterwards. I was about to go and see. Well, the reason for that is fucking finger on bed.
No, it's just
knife hand.
Well, it's a crooked knife hand nowadays.
Oh, you're crooked.
Yeah. That's so he could
like this.
Yeah, that's the way he could open bottles.
No, so I went through the transition program though, but it was the biggest fucking waste of time.
How so?
Wait a minute, I thought they improved it because whenever I transitioned out,
the government improved something when you're leaving them.
You know what they did?
Saying your ex-wife is never gonna fuck you over when you go to family court.
Okay.
Never. I'm sorry.
Everything they told me, all the stuff I had to do, and I got ready to do it, and they said you can't do that yet. And I said, why not? He said, you're not out. And it's like, yeah, but I'm going to be out. It's like, you're not out. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be out. He's like, you got to wait till after. I got to wait till after, but you got to get this done. It's like, I can get it done now. It's like, no, you can't. So that was how. That's how everything was. It was so pain in the ass as much as possible that you had to get all this stuff done, and yet you couldn't do it because you were still in.
Yeah.
And so now you're supposed to be able to do it while you're in. So what did they fuck up this time?
Well, so 90% of the class was, here's how you write a resume, here's how you search for a job.
Yeah.
And then they had the day where you dress like you're going to an interview, and it was hilarious because like all the E4 and below were like, I'm going to prom wearing a tuxedo.
I'm going to prom. I gotta use that next time. I love that.
I didn't think about that going to prom. Yeah, because I didn't actually do that.
That's their point of reference because they're 19 and younger, and for me,
they only do like 2 and
At that point, I had that 8 years in, so I was 30 at that point, so I knew how to write a resume. I knew what to look for in a job, and so
you're not in your mid-20s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was. That's where I say it was a waste of time. I did learn about some of the VA benefits that you can use, and the Department of Labor statistics was fascinating, but it was like I could easily
which they never change for some reason.
It's the same ones I looked at. I'm sure.
2025, and for some reason when I have guys like I have a friend of mine who's getting out that we served in when I was in the SRT, and I was like, hey, just out of curiosity, because he's doing 6 months. He's doing 6 months, and I was like, hey, what was like the statistics for like the Department of Labor stuff? He goes, oh, I'll send you a screenshot, and like he Snapchatted it to me. And it was like the same numbers as when I got out. Yeah. The likelihood of you finding a job is less than 10%.
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck? That was the same number you told me in 2013. Like, what is this? Like, does it not? Do you not update the PowerPoint slides?
No, they don't.
No,
of course not.
It wasn't in the contract.
Crash again?
They didn't ask for an updated version, so we didn't give them an updated version.
It's not my fucking job to update it.
It wasn't in my PD, damn it.
It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
So I gotta ask before I let you go. I know you guys gotta go. You did an interview with which is a very interesting way to do interviews. You did an interview with what was the name of the gentleman?
Cockpit Convos with Jeff Brittain. Yeah.
So I gotta ask, For the people that don't know, it's basically a conversation in the air, right?
Yeah, we were in a little Cessna flying about 6,000 feet.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
In like a 2-seater?
Yeah, a little 2-seater.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, I started sweating when you said that. I started sweating as soon as how the fuck did that conversation pop up? Hey, do you want to do a podcast interview while we're up 6,000 feet in the air and I'm piloting?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was actually at an open house for another business, the Riverview Center in Chesapeake, which is actually owned by Jay Redman and his wife.
The SEAL?
Yeah, the SEAL.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I was at that event, and I was just doing some of the business networking for my business. And I ran into him, and we just struck up a conversation. He's like, "Hey, I'd love to have you on my podcast. You got a really interesting story." So
did he tell you what the podcast was? Or were you like, yeah, I'll do the podcast?
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I'll do a podcast interview 6,000 feet in the air.
Hell yeah.
Bro, fuck no.
Yeah,
No.
I would have.
No.
The Navy just said,
No.
"Don't be a bitch."
Well, I was in I was in aviation.
You understand? He's piloting and doing an interview at the same time. Like the amount of skill and concentration you gotta have. Like
the flying. No, the flying part is actually pretty easy. The hardest part is the landing because that Gremlin comes up quick.
well, this will be the last episode of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just saying, and just the flying's not really that
The FAA is
difficult.
still doing the black box study on it.
Yeah,
He just takes it.
taking off is pretty easy. I mean, that's easy. I've done that. I've done the taking off and the flying.
Bro, how the fuck did he come up with that? Because that is a wild thing. Like a podcast, we do podcasting because we like to network.
Yeah.
And it's also really interesting some of the people you meet and the networking connections you make.
Yeah.
But who the fuck is like, I'm a pilot. I'm gonna do a podcast midair. I think that's a great idea. Is anybody else doing it? No, because how the fuck has the FAA not said anything to him? Like, hey, we see great interviews, by the way, amazing interviews.
They are.
But
You'd be surprised what goes on in an airplane.
I would not be fucking surprised what goes on.
Not supposed to talk about that.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the FAA doesn't know.
No,
how
so
the fuck- I don't know.
so part of the conversation I've had with him is he's just like, I monetize my passions. And so,
I mean, yeah.
so he's an insurance broker. He loves taking care of people. So that's where he got into the insurance. He's a Class A small arms dealer, does that, works estate sales. And then he's like, I fly privately on my own dime. And, this was a way I could monetize it, get people up in the air, do a podcast.
I could never do that.
Oh,
I could never.
Well, that and he writes it off as business expense. That was actually pretty
Yeah,
smart.
that's cool, but I could never. Like, I was like, because I always like, I did the Urban Valor one and shit
Mhm.
like that, which you need to do Urban Valor.
I put in my application. It's just a matter of working logistics.
I'll send them a message. I'll send them a message because the Urban Valor is like probably one of the best ones for vets and stuff like that because he's really good. I could not do like the whole time I'd be like, yeah, I went in the Army from Puerto Rico. Like, oh, I think I see Puerto Rico right now in the air.
Well, I mean, when you watch that,
Not from
notice
Chesapeake,
my
you
eyes
can't.
are just constantly flitting around because I'm not focused on the camera. I'm like,
No, fuck
that's
that.
really
I'd be
cool over
looking
there.
down.
Oh,
the whole
what's that?
fucking time. I would be like,
Well, it's
this.
nice when you fly over Virginia. There's actually quite a bit of
Oh,
scenery.
it's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I bet it is. I will
Mm.
never want to fucking see it, bro. Never.
So
Yeah.
it actually.
So they give you a blindfold, put you in the,
Actually, if you gave me a
and you're flying.
Can I do
Yeah.
it with a blind? I don't know. I don't.
King
So-
shame.
We'll shut the fuck up.
One of my quick sea story here. One of my favorite memories. I was standing on the deck. We were conning the ship into the port of Norfolk, and all of a sudden I get a ding on my cell phone. Not that I'm telling on myself here because I'm not supposed to have my cell phone, but there's a picture of my ship.
Allegedly.
No, because I actually did end up telling on myself because I get a picture of the ship from about 12,000 feet in the air because my son's father-in-law or godfather was in an airplane, one of the Navy trainer planes, and is like, hey, which one of those is San Antonio? And so the guy with him is like, it's that one right there.
Oh.
Snaps a picture and sent it to me. And so I brought my phone over to the CO, and he's like, where the hell did you get this picture? I'm like, it was literally just sent to me because the pilot's up in the air
He didn't say, "Why the fuck do you have your cell phone?"
No, he
was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
no, he was more fascinated with the pictures.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
OPSEC, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
OPSEC.
Fucking officers.
Fucking officers, man.
But and I had a fairly decent rapport with the CO because San Antonio was a Texas ship.
Mhm.
So it was written that the officers who were in charge of the deck could wear a cowboy hat. Well, then we went through a change of command.
Hold on. No. You can't just drop that on the middle of the podcast. A Navy. This is why the people say the Navy's gay. So you have a fucking officer in uniform. Is it whites? Is it blues? Is it greens?
It's a black hat.
I was wearing coveralls, so it was navy blue.
And you have a cowboy hat.
Yep. Brown felt cowboy hat.
Oh, brown. Okay.
How is that allowed in regs?
It's
organizational clothing. So the CO discretion to authorize alternative covers.
Oh, fuck y'all. We don't have that in the Army. You follow 670-1
That's
to the
believe it or not, that happens more than you think. Because we had
I have 7 children for the record.
Yeah. Because we had a change of command.
Do you know that there's fucking TV, right? You know that there's TV exists, right?
They call it Netflix and chill for a reason, my friend.
That's true.
I'm a Hulu kind of guy. It's Hulu and hand jobs for me. But anyways,
hence why you have 2 children and I have 7.
No, I had one in the second. I had one, and I was like, "Dear God, I can't bring another one out. The world would end. God would be like, we can't."
Well, this is my plot.
Well,
to take
you count the ones in Korea.
It might not be me.
Squad. You have a literal squad,
and it might not be me taking over the world, but somebody of my bloodline will.
I can just imagine. He's like, "Okay, you're designated team leader for the day. You're Alpha. You're Bravo. You're Charlie."
See, I was doing more logistics because I made sure I planted in France, Spain, Singapore.
Eric just has sleeper agents. Is what he calls the kids he doesn't know about. He calls them sleeper agents.
It reminds me of this political.
There's one in Israel too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God! Help me.
Bill Malden was a cartoonist for World War II, and he was very popular. In one of the sketches, he's like, "There's this GI going over for World War II," and he's like, "Oh, this is the town my dad told me about," and everyone in the town looks like him.
Oh my God!
Yep. Yeah, I'm. My greatest fear is that they're all going to show up at the same time at my house. We hate you, father.
Isn't there a Family Guy episode of that?
Peter.
Yeah, Peter
donated sperm 150 something times, and they all show up to his house.
Yeah. I donated my sperm too.
I don't think that's not called dope. Okay.
I left it with her. What she did with it is her business.
It was
okay.
a delivery service.
For the people that want to contact you and have you on for interviews, can you give your information?
I don't think you might need a new job after this. I'm not sure.
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure my clearance will get revoked.
We're gonna get a call.
Well, this gets into my contact information. So I run a small flower shop in Chesapeake, Virginia called The Gentleman Florist, and do monthly subscription services, full retail services, funerals, weddings, all those good things. And so my email address that I use is thegentlemanflorist@gmail.com.
Let me get that a little closer to you right there.
thegentlemanflorist@gmail.com. Phone number is 816-682-3770.
Okay, did you just like flowers?
So
that's a legitimate question. And it's like, I'm working with nuclear stuff, but I really like flowers. I mean, is that how that worked? Or
so when I was in high school, I worked at an Allstate agency. The office sold, they restructured, so I lost my job. I told that sob story to the florist in our town, Platte City. She looked at me, said, "Well, how's your driving record?" I never had an accident, never had a speeding ticket. So she throws her keys at me, hands me a stack of paper, says, "You're hired." I'm like,
easiest job.
Yeah, it literally was. I somehow have that luck of easy job interviews. Yeah, we really want you. You're hired. Cool. And so I worked for her my senior year of high school and then the 4 years of college. And then literally like 2 weeks before my graduation, she comes to me like, hey, what do you think about onboarding with me and buying part of the business, and I'll turn this over to you? I'm like, well, I wish you would have told me that 2 months ago before I signed my delayed entry paperwork.
So now you,
and so joined the Navy, but I kept up my skills throughout that. And around COVID time, I had just done a wedding for a friend of mine, and
just to see if you could still arrange flowers.
oh yeah, well, now I've done a number of weddings throughout the years while I was in the Navy. And,
okay.
And so his daughter was getting married. I did her wedding, and he turned to me like, hey, you could probably do this as a business. I'm like, I probably could, especially as because I refused to get the COVID vaccine. I was looking at losing my defense contractor job and Navy reserves. And so I'm like, got to have another stream of income.
So did they kick you out of the reserves for not getting a COVID shot?
It wasn't that they kicked me out. I'm one of those guys that voluntarily separated because I refused to get the COVID vaccine. And so here's the really shitty part of it. So
you're not in the reserves anymore?
Not right now. I'm trying to get back in.
Okay.
Especially once I found out the Trump administration and Hegseth were coming in. I'm like, especially because
excuse you. Daddy Sec War.
Yeah. Daddy Sec War.
The Department of War.
Well, you're all right there.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
It hurts when you laugh.
Well, so they because like they had broadcasted, we want to make this situation right. And so I'm like, I want to be a part of that. And so, I hadn't finished my 20 years in the reserves. And so I've been working with a recruiter over the last year to get back into the reserves. But because some of the finer details of the fact that I had separated due to COVID, they're still working.
Yeah, but there's a memo. There's a memo and an ALRAC for that.
There is, but you got to go through the formal process.
Yeah, obviously, because they want to make sure you weren't.
Because I thought that was the weirdest thing, because they would let, I swear to God, there was a guy who was Seminole, or he was some sort of American Indian. Mm-hmm. Anyway, peyote was part of his religious practice, and he did this for like 2 weeks out of the year. It was ceremonial.
I know what religion you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm religion, but I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so he was exempt from drug tests and stuff because this was part of his religion.
Yeah. Well,
so I just thought it was weird. They would let somebody do peyote and stay in, and it's like, you won't take experimental shot that we developed in 9 months. Like,
so a friend of mine, Rob Green, actually wrote a book on this called "Defending the Constitution Behind Enemy Lines," and the whole book is about how the Navy handled the COVID vaccine. And so part of that was, so we got to submit our religious exemption requests for the COVID vaccine. So this is part of the bullshit that I had to deal with. A denial letter on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving at 1600.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I instantly emailed them back, said, hey, your letter says I have 5 days to respond to this for appeal to the CNO, Chief of Naval Operations.
On Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And so
almost like they knew what
I'll get to this in a moment, but it was so they gave me the letter, instantly responded. I didn't get a response back until Monday saying, nope, you had 5 calendar days. So you owe us by 1600.
Exactly.
Military thing to do.
Well, and so what's covered in that book is the process that they went through was that they were going to universally deny it, because the way the instruction is written, it has to go to the Chief of Naval Personnel,
which he's not easily available.
Yeah, well, so every single package that was submitted had to go up to Chief of Naval Personnel. And then from there, he makes the determination as to whether or not that initial review has legitimacy. And then it goes to the chaplain, the JAG.
Time?
Yeah. Well, and so, but the way that they handled it, as soon as a package came in, it was copy paste service member's name, denial letter
to this letter.
And then it would go to those 3 individuals that are required to do secondary review for their approval, and then it went to the Chief of Naval Personnel.
So he had no idea. He was just reading the last paper, which again, he goes through thousands.
No, it's always denied before nobody even reviewed it. It just denied. Yeah.
So when I was at the command they were the ones handling all of that processing for the Navy and putting out the instructions and guidance. And It wasn't until after January 7th when the Navy SEALs had the ruling in their favor that they didn't have to pay back the $1 million. They didn't have to get the vaccine.
So then now they have a rule legally that they can go back to because they have a case law.
Correct. Yeah. And so because of that, the Navy, but it was still months after that the Navy allowed the first acceptance of religious exemption for a guy that was on the inactive ready reserve list. AKA, he's not drilling, but he has to keep medical standards. And I'm like, what kind of bullshit is this?
We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. But
okay.
Thank you so much for this. Yeah.
No, I didn't know they did that with the reservists because I thought it was just because there was a big deal about doing it to active duty. So that's why I was asking.
Dude, thank you so much for being here. I know you got to go. Next time we're going to get some flowers. I know you're in Virginia and like we do some stuff up there. So we'll stay in touch. Stay in touch. And to everybody listening, like and subscribe and go get some flowers. I know we have a lot of listeners in Virginia, especially in the Richmond area.
Okay.
We have a couple thousand followers there. So thank you everybody very much.